Today, I want to talk about true identification. Do you identify as a man or a woman, as they, as a mother? That's not the type of identification that I'm here to talk about today. What I want to talk about is the truth of what you are. And I've realized this because I have sat in quiet contemplation and come to the realization that what I am is pure, infinite, conscious awareness. And I realized that when I was in that state, this is what everyone is. We are all truly that and nothing else. While we're here in these physical bodies, what our body functions as, its true function, is a communication device. It is here to communicate love, and that's it. And anytime we're not doing that, we are going to feel the repercussions of that. It's going to show us, our body is, that we have chosen incorrectly. And it will show us by manifesting illness or pain, where we're blocking, where we're holding, where we're not allowing ourselves to flow. And our divinity is not really coming out of us in the way that it needs to when we're doing those things. And our body is here to communicate that to us. Just as it's used to communicate love or whatever it is that we've decided to use it to communicate for. Our body is holding memory. I can attest to this being a dancer. I can still remember choreography from 30 years ago. I don't need to think about it. It is in my body. I can decide to do something and it's there because I remember it physically. I don't need to think about it. And your body is the same way. It will hold and store memory from when you were a child. And it will continue to do that until you bring awareness to it and until you retrain your body and your thinking to identify properly with the truth of what you are. This is not an easy feat. And again, I know that's a belief, but think about the amount of conditioning that you're going to need to undo. Depending on your age and depending upon the severity and the potentially abusive conditioning that you've had, there's going to be a lot of blockage and a lot of undoing. Because in truth, what we are is that awareness. But while we're here, misidentifying as a body, as a thought, as an emotion, then it's what's blocking us from allowing that truth to flow freely through us. And so what we need to start to do is to retrain ourselves constantly. It needs to be top of mind. It needs to become the most highest priority in your life. And when you start to desire more than what you've realized by going after physical things in the world, because that's never truly ever going to satiate you, ever. And you'll realize that eventually. If you don't realize it now, you will come to the point where you're going to want to stop seeking physical things, people, relationships, status, career, money. None of that is ever going to satiate you and give you the inner peace that you truly desire. And the knowing that what you are is what will liberate you will never come from something outside of you. That's inner work. And that's why eventually you'll get to that point where you're going to want to explore something more, where you're going to feel like there's got to be more than this. And I really hope that you can go down that path because it is so rewarding, so much more rewarding than anything you can ever, ever, ever have. I promise you this. You're just going to have to believe me on this one. So if you hear nothing else, please hear this. Do not just take what I'm saying at face value and conceptualize it. Experience it for yourself so that you can come to a sense of knowing and truth and real understanding. And that happens when you go on this journey inside of you and you make it a priority that your spiritual life is more important than anything else. Be dissatisfied with your spiritual life and satisfied with your outer life so that your desire rises up and you can really commit to what needs to happen to retrain yourself and undo all of the conditioning. And there's really no teacher that you need for this. If the desire and the intention to know the truth is there, you will find those answers. But you need to commit to wanting to know that. And you do that by sitting quietly, closing your eyes, staying open, and getting rid of thinking that you know anything. And the answers will come. I promise you they will. Because when we remove all of the blocks that we have to knowing the truth, to what we think is reality, then all of those things will drop away and you will actually begin to know and see the real truth, the divinity that you are, that we all are. Please promise yourself that you will commit to yourself to know what you really are. It is the most rewarding thing that you can ever experience in this life. It is the highest of all the goals that you can have. More than anything is knowing the truth of who you are, of what you are. I hope this video helped and inspired you to want to go within and understand the truth of what you are. Until next time, I love you all. Remember, let go.